When I left Christianity and fundamentalist churches, I noticed that fundamentalist churches teach its members that membership is advised. If you've ever been in a fundamentalist church, or really any church or any religion, including Scientology, it's very rare for people to leave churches and it be an easy process. It can sometimes take years, even a lawyer cease and desist letter, before they will take you off their list. From Mormonism to Scientology to Catholicism, it is really hard in a lot of big Christian groups to get off of a membership, either committee or off a list. And it's really, really sad how hard it is for people to visit churches without being told they need to become a member. I mean, if you want to be a member and you want to, that is perfectly fine. I mean, you can do whatever you want. The problem is expectations. Why do, and I kind of get it. They want memberships so they know how many people are in the church. But really, unless you want to hold a leadership position or what do they call it? Vote. Membership is not a requirement. You're not less of a person because you're not a member of a church that you're visiting. People are allowed to enjoy something different. People can lose their entire social, political, and emotional support system when they leave a church. It's not okay. And it really frosts me. It really does. People should be able to be a member of a church if they want to, or not be a member. I remember when I was between the ages of 18 and 24, because I was living at home with my parents, I was forced to be members of churches that I didn't want to be members of. Imagine an adult forcing another adult to be a member of a church. And my parents said, well, since you live in this house, you'll go to this church. That's not how adults have conversations. You can't forbid an adult anything. You have no authority over adults. You can set rules that says, we want you to go to church somewhere. But even then, once you're an adult, they should not be requiring any spirituality from you. The only thing they should really say about what you do is come home before we go to sleep and don't bring home strangers. And if you have to pay rent, it's due on this day. And contribute a little bit. You either pay this amount and offer nothing else, or you can pay this amount and offer some labor instead. You can't order adults around. This is not the military. My family would order me about, and if I still lived at home, and I'm nearing 32, they would still try to tell me what to do, because that's what fundamentalist Christians do. They don't see age. They see gender. They see education. That's just who they are. Not all fundamentalists are bad, obviously. But the ideology is extremely misogynistic and fetishizes people. Once a woman turns 18, they infantilized her. She doesn't need male protection. If you think women need to be physically protected, you are probably the kind of man she needs protection from. Membership is not mandatory. And yes, the people who founded our country and the people who came over to America first fled European countries that made membership by law required. The Church of England. Nobody over the age of 18 should be forced to join a church. I don't care who you're married to. If the man wants to join, okay. If the woman doesn't, mind your own business. Just because you're married does not mean you have the same faith, the same desires, wants, expectations, non-negotiables. Two Christians might want to be at different denominational churches. There's nothing wrong with that. Stop teaching that your religion is the only right religion, or your denomination is the most closest to the Bible, because my parents kept changing their minds every 5 years and hopped to different denominations. I call it the honeymoon period. At the end of the day, church membership is a tactic. Churches are businesses. Church membership is all about knowing who's a member, who's not a member. And membership works in the church's favor. It's always worked in the church's favor. Church membership used to be required by law. Around the same time as the first people who came into this country, the Pilgrims. But at the end of the day, let's all be honest, nobody cares. We should be so busy worrying about what's going on right now than we should be about which church people are in. Because it's always us versus them. If you're not a part of this church, you better be a part of some denominational church. I actually prefer churches back when I was a more liberal Christian that had no hierarchy, because I believe the more hierarchy you have, the more abuse you'll find. The more men in a hierarchy, the worse abuses will follow. There's a reason why the Baptist Southern Convention is all white men. Okay? That's that's just how it is. It shouldn't be, but that's how it is. And we deserve better in our country. We deserve better overall. The whole issue about membership it's always been about control and adherence to a group of people.